Hey guys, welcome to another market review session with us. Do well to look at the previous videos, alright, that we dropped, or we were able to rake in a lot of profits from, the trade I just given during the market review last week. And I would love for us to, keep up with that trend, alright, keep up with that vibe, keep up with that momentum, alright. So let's just go into what we have for today's market review. Um, this is the chart of DXY, the US dollar currency index, alright, and for this week, you remember we were talking about the fact that we're expecting DXY to be bullish during the course of last week, all right? And this week, we'll be expecting DXY to start losing strength, all right? We have this zone around here between 105.899 and 105.674, all right? So I'll be expecting DXY to be bearish during the course of this week. Next up, we have BXY, the Great British Pound Currency Index. All right, we have this zone marked out between 126.86 and 126.43. All right, this is a possible demand zone where we'd be expecting buys to happen from. All right, so what that means is that I'll be expecting BXY to be bullish during the course of this week. Now, if this zone gets broken off, then definitely this is the second zone, which will be my next point of interest around 125.95 and 125.20. Now, what that would mean is that we'll probably get to see a level of weakness on BXY before we now get to see the strength that we're expecting. But overall, I think for the meantime, my bias on BXY is bullish. All right, it's bullish. Next up, let's look at AXY, the Australian Dollar Currency Index. And similarly for what I just said on BXY, I'll be expecting AXY to also gain some strength during the course of the week. All right, so this is a preferred zone for me between 65.85 and 65.56. All right, so however, in case we do not get to see that pull back into that zone, it's very likely that once market opens, we'll just get to see price move towards the upside from there. All right, so that is clear for AXY. Next up, let's look at CXY. CXY is the Canadian Dollar Currency Index, and we're expecting CXY to be bullish. All right, this was yesterday on Monday. All right, we got to see that short buy. All right, happen on CXY rather, and currently I have this zone marked out between 72.41 and 72.21. I'll be watching out for CXY rather to be bearish till that point, and then we get to see buys from there. All right, so again 72.41 and 72.21. All right, so I want to watch out for that pullback into that demand zone. Then we get to see our buy, not a buy that would last for so long anyway, but still we get to see our buy happen from there. All right, the last indices or the last index we'll be looking at rather is the JPY basket. All right, and for a while I've always been saying that I'm expecting JPY basket, all right, to keep being bearish, all right, and I'm still, towards that end, all right, I'm still on that. That was to be my bias, all right, on JPY basket rather. So I'll be expecting JPY basket to be bearish, all right, at least till this point. This is around 5718 and 5666. All right, 5718 and 56666. Sorry, 5666. All right, so yeah, that'll be my bias on JPY basket. All right, bearish till that point. All right, so quickly let's look at some currency pairs together and just have an overview of what exactly we will be expecting to see in the market during the course of the week. All right, first off on the list of what we're going to be looking at is gold. XAU USD. Now for this week, all right, I'll be expecting if we realize we got to see some level of strength, all right, on DX, and we also got to see some level of strength on gold, all right, meaning that there's money coming from somewhere which is still pushing gold towards the upside, all right. So I'll be watching out for gold to be bearish, however, during the course of the week, all right. My bias during the course of the week will be bearish on gold. I have this zone marked out here, which we might get to see play out immediately market opens. This is between, sorry, give me a minute. Yeah, this is between 2340.19 and 2332.78. All right, 2340.19 and 2332.78. All right, I think this is something that you go down to probably the 1 hour time frame, you'll be able to see a bit better. All right, possibly even lower. All right, I think that was 2 hours then. Give me a minute, please. All right, I think that was on the 1 hour time frame. In any case, I'll be expecting, gold, all right, to be bearish in the course of the week. Now, I want to be watchful, however, if I get to see this zone failing, all right, because currently the reactions that I'm getting in that zone aren't as pleasing as I would expect, all right, or as I would want rather. All right, so if I get to see that zone failing, then definitely I'll be watching out for somewhere around here. So probably I should just mark that out with a zone instead. Give me a minute, please. Somewhere around here will be my next point to watch out for, which is between 2366.29 and 2353.61. All right, so just as an extra confirmation, I'm sure if we draw our Fibonacci, yes, all right, so it almost lines up with what exactly we would be watching out for. All right, so let's just pick up that. All right, so I'm watching out for this zone next. All right, so either one of these, if I don't get to see this, that sell happen immediately, market opens from this zone, then I watch out for price to push up still a bit into this area between 2366.29 and 2353.61, and then we get to see our sell happen on gold. All right, so I hope that is clear for gold. Next up, let's look at USD CAD, and USD CAD. We're expecting some level of bearishness on USD CAD. We did get to see that happen, all right, but unfortunately, we just got touched, like it didn't get to the exact zone we were expecting, all right. But I think I remember talking about this resistance area around here, or this around 1.37863, and I'll still and currently for this week, I'll still be watching out for USD CAD to be bearish. All right, so I still want to watch out for the possibility of USD CAD still dropping a bit, all right, during the course of this week. As you can see, we've had some level of a bearish reaction from this zone between 1.37914 and 1.37592. All right, 1.37914 and 1.37592. All right, so I just want to watch out for USD CAD to continue in that wise. I hope that is clear. Next up again, all right, let's look at GBP USD. I think one of the fan favorites. Also, quite simple, really. The coordinates for this zone currently is around 1.26718 and 1.26450. All right, so I'll be bullish on GBP USD for the course of the week. However, I want to be watchful, right? I think something similar to what I said for gold. If I don't get to see this zone holding, then this next zone around here would be where I'll be watching out for, which is a zone where we've gotten to see a little bit of a pivot, all right, sort of reaction forming in that zone. All right, the coordinates being 1.25993 and 1.25791. All right, so I'll be bullish on GBP USD. If I don't get to see that buy up on the immediately price opens from here, then I'll be watching out for price to still dip a bit. All right, and then we get to see that buy up on from somewhere around here. All right, so I hope that is clear for GBP USD. Next up, let's look at GBP JPY. GBP JPY. All right, and GBP JPY, I think we're expecting this was one of the trades that shanked us during the course of last week, but all the same, we're expecting GBP JPY to be bearish. All right, during the course of last week, and we didn't exactly see that play out the way we expected. However, for the course of this week, I'm just going to give us a zone. This is between 198.3 and 197.734. 198.3 and 197.734. So that is where I'll be watching out for possible buy continuations, all right, on GBP JPY. So very likely I will be watching out for GBP JPY to possibly still drop a bit into this zone, then we get to see our buy happen from there. All right, so this is my preferred buy zone on GBP JPY. I hope that is clear also. Next up, let's look at GBP CAD. GBP CAD. So again, something quite simple, something quite straightforward. I have this zone marked out here that I'm watching out for buys to happen on GCAD between 1.73905 and 1.73375. 1.73905 and 1.73375. All right, so I will just want to watch out for price to pull back or pull into that zone a bit better, and then we get to see our buy move happen on GBP CAD, which will be a buy continuation. All right, so I hope that is clear also on GBP CAD. All right, next up, let's look at AUD USD, AUD USD, Australian dollar to the US dollar. All right, again, I'll be expecting, I'll be bullish, all right, on AUD USD during the course of this week. I'm currently watching out for this zone between 0.65901 and 0.65755. 0.65901 and 0.65755. All right, so yes, preferably I still want to watch out for the possibility. I think I mentioned this. I mentioned something similar when I was talking about AXY. I want to watch out for the possibility of price still pulling a bit more into this zone. There's that slight chance, all right, for that to happen. And if I get to see that happen, then it is very likely we'll get to see a level of strength on AUD USD. All right, so we'll get to see a level of bullishness rather on AUD USD. All right, so I hope that is clear. Next up, let's quickly look at Euro USD. Then we'll take two more commodities and we will call it a session. All right, so Euro USD, similar to what we've seen on GU and I think AUD USD. Also, I have this zone marked out here for my bullish reaction or for my bullish move to start or continue from or go on from, whatever one wants to use. All right, this is around 1.06765 and 1.06371. I come again, 1.06765 and 1.06371. 371. All right, so I'm watching out for buys from there. I will not exactly be watching out for these buys to stay for long. All right, so I won't be watching out for these buys to stay for long. All right, so I'm watching out for at least the buy to end somewhere around there, probably around 1.077. Let's say 1.07. Sorry, 1.07721. All right, so around there. All right, just a buy that you can just hold for a couple of days, probably Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. All right, depending on the amount of strength or the amount of moves we get to see on this commodity during the course of the week. All right, so that'll be it for for Euro USD. Sorry. Next up, let's look at, okay, I said we have two more commodities, so let's just look at GBP NZD, and we'll look at NZD USD. All right, so for GBP NZD, I remember I gave this sell, which was a very, very beautiful move, all right, on GBP NZD during the course of the last market review. And currently I'm watching out for price to still pull a bit lower into this area. All right, this is again between 2.06091 and 2.05336. Again, 2.06091 and 2.05336. All right, so I want to watch out for that bullish move to happen from somewhere in that zone. All right, that will be my preferred point of entry. All right, on GBP and ZD. All right, so last but not the least, definitely not the least, let's look at NZD USD. All right, and I think common to what we've seen on pairs against, or commodities, or sorry, currencies against USD. All right, we're expecting some level of bullishness or some level of strength during the course of the week. All right, so again, preferably I would watch out for this zone. Now, this is a very, very small zone. I think I had to streamline it to something on probably possibly the 1 hour time frame or so. But all the same, this is between 0.61093 and 0.61021. I come again, 0.61093 and 0.61021. All right, so I'm watching out for a buy to happen from somewhere around there now. That is if we do not get to see price going towards the upside, immediately we get to see markets open. All right, so with these few words of mine, all right, I hope you've been able to gain some level of value, all right, from this market review. Do well to like, all right, do well to share and subscribe. And if you have any commodities you would love for us to look at together in the course of the next market review, please do feel free to drop them in the comment section. I'll be sure to check them out. All right. Thank you for joining us. Bye, guys.